Guten Tag, herzlich willkommen zu diesem Event. Deutschlands größtes Händler-Event. Ich heiße Ajay Bhatia und ich arbeite als CEO von Mobility. Ich bin 49 Jahre alt. Ich bin nicht alt. Ich bin noch nicht 50. Ich bin ein Familienmensch. Ich habe eine Tochter und eine Frau. Meine Tochter ist 13 Jahre alt und meine Frau ist seit vielen Jahren 21 Jahre alt. They told me Germans never laugh at jokes. Ich bin in Indien geboren, aber ich komme aus Australien. Ich bin seit 2 Jahren in Berlin. Ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch und ich lerne Deutsch langsam. Aber unsere Industrie verändert sich doch sehr schnell. Durch langsam, Industrie sehr schnell. Es gibt, I have to click as well. Es gibt 3 Herausforderungen, 3 große Herausforderungen. 1. Elektroautos und China. 2. Die deutsche Wirtschaft. 3. Wie sich das Konsumverhalten ändert. 4. KI und Daten sind Chancen. Aber diese Herausforderungen sind nicht einfach. Deshalb müssen wir zusammenarbeiten. Wir können es nur gemeinsam schaffen. Das war für meine deutschen Brüder und Schwestern. Entschuldigung, but I will now switch to English. We have a lot of international audience here as well, and I hope that some of you understood what I said. Okay. So while we have these 3 challenges that I talked about, whether it's EVs, whether it's the Deutsche economy, whether it's the changing consumer behavior, I think what is really important, I'm hearing a lot of negativity in this industry. I've been last couple of weeks to some automotive events. I've had dinners with OEMs. I've had dinner with some dealers. And, with Volkswagen, such an iconic brand here in Germany, such an important employer. The auto industry, such an important industry for us. All the job losses. Nissan globally, 9,000 job losses. So there is a lot of negativity in our industry, but I must say, this is not how we solve problems. Yes, we have problems. Everyone has problems. But we must be positive. I talked a lot about age and my jokes around age. The reality is, I don't think being old is about being 49, certainly not 49. It's not even 80. It's really when you stop learning is when you start to get old. So the commitment as an industry we must make is to learn. That's what this more conference is about learning. But even more important is supporting each other and doing this together. Wir können es nur gemeinsam schaffen. We must do this together. We must support each other. I know some of you as dealers, you are competitors of each other when you're out there but today, there is not time for competition. Today is time for the industry to come together, to support each other, to create a positive vibe. You see, when we continue to talk negatively, it actually becomes our future. It's really important that we at least make a commitment. Today, we will talk positively. Yes, we will talk about problems, but more importantly, we will work together on the solutions. Germany, I've been talking to Christian, my friend over here. By the way, I must say, Christian is the communications director, and I want to thank him and the entire team who worked on organizing this. So thank you, Christian. And I've been talking to Christian about this topic of being positive, about creating the future together. I must say, we go through as a company with ups and downs. But one thing I know, and I'm singling out Christian here, but it goes for the whole mobile culture. Through the ups and downs, we are positive. And this is why we can solve problems. This is why we create the future we believe in. One other thing I should say while I'm talking about my colleagues, I have a colleague here, he's Anthony Sains, who started recently with us. He's our head of OEM. He's come from Australia, so his German is even poorer than mine. Finally, good to have someone in the team who is much worse than me at German. That's how we look better. We employ people who are worse than we look better. So I was having a conversation with him about this speech. I actually didn't tell anyone. I didn't tell Christian, who is the communications director, that I was going to speak in German. I didn't tell the leadership team, but I did tell Anthony Sains. And he was at the time having a currywurst, having a German experience. And he said to me, "Oh, what are you going to do? You're going to speak in German? That's not good. You'll freeze on stage." He was eating a currywurst then. I said, "What's the worst case possible?" So, jokes aside, I want to talk a little bit about some positive news. Some of the things that we are doing at Mobile that's bringing positive news to the industry. So this year, despite all the issues around the auto industry worldwide and in Germany, the traffic to Mobile.de increased by 6%. It didn't decrease, increased by 6%. Leads to our dealers, right now, year to date, up until last month, increased by 21%. Time to sell, based on last year to this year, decreased by 9%. So we are selling cars 9% faster. So this is all good news. But we must raise standards together to navigate the challenges of this industry. We still have some poorer stats that are opportunities. Less than half the leads that we send to our dealers are not answered in the first 7 days. We must change this as an industry. I am from this industry. I've worked in online automotive for the last 21 years. I started in 2003. These are not good stats. This is not good for the health of our industry. And I can also tell you the standing days in the German market are one of the highest in the world. We must change these practices. It is time to work together, to raise the standards. And that's really what this Conference is about. And you'll hear a lot more about this over the next little while. Next, our contribution. As I said, look, by the way, another really interesting stat, we sell a car on Mobility every 13 seconds. Every 13 seconds, while I've been speaking, I don't know how long I've been speaking, we've probably sold 25 cars. And if I keep speaking longer, maybe we'll sell 100, but you'll get bored. More demand. We are committed to sending you more demand. We already sell more than half the cars our dealers sell. We will continue to increase demand. Despite that, we increased leads to our dealers by 21% this year. More data. Being the number one in the industry by a long mile means you have a lot more data than anyone else. Other people can build great tools, but they don't have great data. We have really good data. And we are very willing and very motivated to share it with you to improve this industry. So we will do that, and you will see us doing that. Better digital retail. I look at better digital retail as better consumer experience. I told you earlier, 2 years ago at the Conference, we're not interested in becoming a dealer, and I can reiterate that commitment that we will not compete with you. We are not interested in becoming a dealer. What we are interested in is improving user experience along with you. User experience is simply not about putting nice buttons and nice design. It is definitely about that, but it is also about how quickly do dealers answer emails and leads. It is also about having functionality to book a test drive so the dealers get more qualified leads, for example. And we will continue down this journey to work hand in hand with you. We are only focused on Germany, and we are only focused on automotive. We will make this work for you as much as we will make this work for us. So I want to end this with some simple German words again. Wir können es nur gemeinsam.
We can only make it together.